Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're getting right into it, opening up the playbook for one of the toughest parts of any job, workplace conflict. We're going to give you the strategies to not just deal with office drama, but to actually win the game. You know the feeling, right? That tension in the air, the little whispers, the drama that can just suck the life out of a job you actually love. It's so distracting, and frankly, it's just exhausting. So how do you even play a game you never wanted to be a part of in the first place? It's easy to feel like you're just a piece on someone else's board, but you're not, and that's what this is all about. We're going to arm you with the strategies to do more than just survive. You're going to learn how to change the game. All right, Section 1, know the players and the rules. Let's get into it. Just like in any game, you can't make a move until you really understand the playing field. Who are the players? What are the rules? And it all kicks off with figuring out what kind of conflict you're even looking at. And this is so important. You have to know the difference. See, healthy conflict, that's about ideas. It's like the creative friction that actually sparks new things and pulls the team closer. But unhealthy conflict, that's totally different. It gets personal. It's all about who's to blame, and all it does is tear people apart. The thing is, these toxic situations, they're usually not random at all. A lot of the time, they follow a script, a really predictable one. In fact, there's this psychological model from way back in 1968 called the drama triangle, and it just brilliantly breaks down how people get stuck in these roles. Okay, so first up in this triangle is the victim. Now, this is key. It's not about someone who's actually been wronged. It's about a role someone plays. The person who always feels powerless, like things are just happening to them. Their whole vibe is, why me? And it's a way to get sympathy and, honestly, to dodge any real responsibility. And of course, where there's a victim, you'll often find a persecutor. This person is all about control. How do they get it? By blaming everyone else, pointing fingers, finding fault. They have this need to be right or superior, and they'll attack someone's character, not their work, to do it. And to complete the trio, you have the rescuer. Now, this one's tricky. They look like the good guy, right? Always jumping in, saying, "Don't worry, I'll handle it." But what they're really doing is keeping the victim helpless. They're enabling the whole cycle because deep down, they need to be needed to feel important. Okay, so now you can see the roles, you can spot the players. That means you're ready for your first move. Let's talk defense. This is all about protecting yourself and just flat out refusing to get dragged into the game. And one of the absolute best defensive moves is something called gray rocking. The name is perfect, isn't it? The idea is you make yourself as boring, as unresponsive as a gray rock. See, people who love drama, they feed on reactions. They want you to get upset, to get angry. Your job here? Give them nothing. Zero. So how do you actually do this at work? Simple. Keep it brief. Keep it factual. Yes? No? Okay. Your tone of voice? Super neutral, almost flat. And definitely don't share anything personal. You are literally becoming strategically boring. Eventually, the person trying to stir things up will just get bored and move on to find someone else to play with. Playing defense is crucial, right? It protects your sanity. But you don't have to stay on defense forever. Let's move to Section 3, changing the conversation. This is where we go on offense. It's about taking the wheel and steering that negative energy somewhere else entirely. So instead of just walking away, you can use a few key phrases to shut the negativity down. Think of these as your secret weapons, your conversation enders. They stop the gossip dead in its tracks. A great way to do this? Humor. Seriously. If you can laugh off some crazy rumor about yourself, it sends a powerful message. I'm not bothered by this. It just deflates the whole situation, shows how silly the gossip is, and leaves the other person with nowhere to go. And you don't just have to do this for yourself. You can be an ally. When you hear gossip about a coworker, just a simple question like, "Does this feel fair to you?" can really make people stop and think. And that last one, "Hey, should we just call them over and ask?" Oh yeah, that shuts things down fast. Now, check out this brilliant idea from a user on Reddit. It's like a form of social jujitsu. Instead of fighting the gossip, you use its own momentum. You just flip it into something positive. So you start spreading positive gossip. You're still talking about people, which makes you seem approachable and in the know, but you're only saying good things. Things like, "Did you hear Sarah nailed that presentation?" Or, "I've heard the new guy is awesome to work with." It's subtle, but it completely changes the vibe and builds you up as someone who is positive and trustworthy.
All right, so we've covered understanding the players, playing defense, and even going on offense to change the conversation. Now for the final part, Section 4, executing the winning strategy. This is the big one. This is how you stop just playing the game and actually start to transform it.
And to do that, we have to throw out that old, toxic drama triangle. We're going to replace it with a much healthier model. It's called the winning triangle, and it's a total shift in how you approach these situations. Let's look at these new roles. Instead of playing the victim who says, I can't handle this, you choose to be vulnerable, which means you say, hey, I could use some help with this. That's not weak, that's smart. Instead of the persecutor who blames everyone, you become assertive. You state your needs and your boundaries, but you do it with respect. And instead of the rescuer who has to save everyone, you become caring. You offer support, you help, but you don't take over. You empower people. And that assertive role, it's not just about what you say. Sometimes it's about what you do. And get this, there's a fascinating game theory study that actually backs this up with hard data. This model here is looking at the different outcomes in a workplace bullying situation. The data is just crystal clear. The researchers ran the numbers, and the absolute worst thing the target could do, that's the blue line at the bottom, was to just ignore it and hope it goes away. But the best possible outcome, that green line way up at the top, that came from escalating the issue, from being assertive and reporting it. It proves that standing up for yourself isn't just about feeling better, it's actually the most strategic, rational thing you can do.
So when you go to work tomorrow, you have a choice to make. Which role are you going to play? Because once you understand the game, once you know the plays, and once you decide to shift your mindset, you're no longer just a pawn in someone else's drama. You become the one who designs a better, healthier, and way more productive workplace. It's your move.